Shadi Gauranga Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Namo Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta, Shamini Namini. Namaste Saraswate Deve, Gauravani Pracharide, Nirvishesha Shunyavadi, Pasha Dishitam.
हरे कृष्णा। थैंक यू। श्लोका याद किया? हम्म। बोलो पुरुषोत्तम प्रभु, आपने याद किया? अमोहा ने याद किया?
Yes, sir.
बोलो, अमोहा से पढ़ो।
स्वकीयं स्तनकालकूटं जिह्वांसयापा ययय तप्य साधवे
लेवे
लेवे गतिम्
Dhatre
धात्रि उच्चितं
Tattonyam
ततो अन्यं
Kambadaya
कम्बा दयालो
Saranam.
शरणं व्रजेम।
अभी थोड़ा प्रैक्टिस करना होगा अमोहा। हाँ बोलो पुरुषोत्तम।
अहो बकीयं स्तनकालकूटं चिङ्घां श्यापायद्दर्पशादभिः लेवे गतिम् उचित
धात्री
धात्री उचितं ततोऽन्यं कं कम्बा दयालुं शरणं व्रजेम.
वेरी गुड, थैंक यू। हु एल्स? मनोराम।
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्णा।
Usually I'll get stuck in between, but I'll try
नो
to.
नो, अरे ये तो इतना सुंदर है यार, इट इज सच अ ब्यूटीफुल पोएट्री।
अहो बाकीयं स्तनकालकूटं जिगांसया अपययात् अपीयसादभि लेभे गतिं धार्ति उचितं तत अन्यं कं वा दयालुं
शरणम
शरणं
कम्बा दयालुम
शरणं व्रजेम।
व्रजेन व्रजेम। ओके, by hearing this song, Sukadev Goswami was captivated. When Sukadev Goswami was born, he straight away from the mother's womb, he proceeded to the forest. And Vyasadeva, seeing that the son not interested in any other affairs, he sent his disciples. And the disciples has two of the verses. One is this verse, Aho Bakiyam Stanakal Kutam. And by hearing this verse, there is another Vaishnava. When he heard this verse, he was into static raptures. Who is the other Vaishnava? Mukunda and Gadadhar Pandit went to see this Vaishnava. And this Vaishnava was exhibiting a lot of opulence. And Gadadhar Pandit was thinking, what kind of Vaishnava is he? Is he Vaishnava or is he Vishayi? And when Mukunda recited this verse, that Vaishnava completely went into ecstatic trance. Yes, अब बताओ कौन है? Who is that Vaishnava? रम्या को याद आ गया। और बताओ। ओके, बोलो रविंदर।
रोजी पुंडरीक विद्यानिधि।
Yes, Pundarik Vidyanidhi, Sripad Pundarik Vidyanidhi. And who is Pundarik Vidyanidhi? बोलो।
He is the spiritual master of Gadadhar.
Gadadhar Pandit, that is true, but what is his original Swarupa?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. He
Would
was
you,
Brisabhan.
sorry?
He was Brisabhan.
Yes, he was Vishwan. Yes, very good. Okay, सारा सबको याद, पिछले वाला याद बताओ. तथैव चान्य नरलोक वीरा, ये याद किया किसी ने? नेत्रे प्रीवंते नयनाभिरामम, नहीं किया? Beautiful. This is a very, very, very beautiful chapter. Remembrance of Krishna and such nectarine verses. माननीय माता जी, आपने याद कर लिया?
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम प्रभु जी।
दंडवत।
23 वाला हो गया,
हाँ,
अहो बकियम हो गया प्रभु जी।
बोलिए.
अहो बकियम स्तनकालकूटम जिघाशया आपायादपि साध्वी लेवे गतिं धात्री उचितं ततोऽन्यं तं वा दयालुं शरणं व्रजेम।
वेरी गुड, बहुत अच्छा. Okay. So Uddhav ji is remembering the Supreme Lord, and the next verse he says that I consider the demons who are inimical towards the Lord to be more than the devotees. This is this feeling that they are able to see the lotus-like face of the Lord when they are leaving their bodies. Now he remembers the pastimes of the Supreme Lord in the Vrajabhumi. Vasudevasya devakyam jato bhojendra bandhane chikirshur bhagavanasya samajena bhiyachita. The personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, being prayed to by Brahma to bring welfare to the earth, was begotten by Vasudev in the womb of his wife Devaki in the prison of the king of Bhoja. Although there is no difference, so the appearance of Krishna is being remembered, how the Supreme Lord appeared. Although there is no difference between the Lord's pastimes of appearance and disappearance, the devotees of the Lord do not generally discuss the subject matter of his disappearance. Vidura inquired indirectly from Uddhav about the incident of the Lord's disappearance by asking him to relate Krishna Katha or topics on the history of Lord Krishna. Thus, Uddhav began the topics from the very beginning, where from the appearance as the son of Vasudeva and Devaki in the prison of Kamsa, the king of Bhojas at Mathura. The Lord has no business in this world, but when he is so requested by devotees like Brahma, he descends to the earth for the welfare of the entire universe. This is stated in Bhagavad Gita 4.8. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Tato nanda vrajamita pitrakam sadvibhiyata ekadasha samastatra gudharcha sabalovasat. Thereafter, his father, being afraid of Kamsa, brought him to the cow pastures of Maharaj Nanda. Beautiful verse. Nanda Vrajam Itaha. Nanda Vrajam. The cow pastures of Maharaj Nanda. And there he lived for 11 years. Ekadasha Samastatraha. Ekadash Sama is 11 years. Like a covered flame with his elder brother Baladev. He lived like a covered flame with his elder brother Baldev. He lived incognito. There was no necessity of the Lord being dispatched to the house of Nanda Maharaj out of fear of Kamsa's determination to kill him. As soon as he appeared, it is the business of the Asuras to try to kill the Supreme Personality of Godhead or to prove by all means that there is no God or that Krishna is an ordinary human being and not God. Lord Krishna is not affected by such determination of men of Kamsa's class. But in order to play the role of a child, he agreed to be carried by his father to the cow pastures of Nanda Maharaj because Vasudev was afraid of Kamsa. How much Vasudev was afraid of Kamsa? And Krishna Book Prabhupada writes, what are the various episodes that confirms that both Devaki and Vasudeva were afraid of Kamsa? What were the episodes where they expressed their fear of Kamsa? Before Vasudev personally carries him to Gokul. बताइए ऐसा क्या क्या घटित हुआ जिससे पता चलता है कि वासुदेव और देवकी बहुत भयभीत थे कंस से जब भगवान प्रकट हुए. प्रणब, what was the first episode?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
After they are married, and Vasudha was taking Devaki in chariot, that time he expresses. And the celestial when that prediction happened about that their eighth child will kill Kamsa that time.
No, there is another episode very clearly which shows of the fear that was there in the heart of Vasudeva and Devaki when the Lord appeared. This is talking about after the Lord appeared. That what you are speaking is before he appeared. Pradeep? बोलिए.
Hare Krishna. Kamsa started killing the children's.
No, no. You have to read properly, thoroughly to be specific. Sonika, you are hearing? Purushottam, you remember? कहाँ देवकी का और वासुदेव का जो भय है वो पूरी तरह प्रकट होता है. क्या किया उन्होंने या क्या कहा? You remember, Priyanka?
No, Prabhuji, proper याद नहीं.
नहीं, ये भूल कैसे सकते हैं? तो याद रखना क्या है? याद क्या रखना है? तो it is there. Okay. Dayashil Prabhu and Ramya, you narrate.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, when Lord Krishna appeared in that prison house, so he appeared in the 400 form. So they requested Prabhuji to like 200 form so that they will not suspect.
Yes, this is the point. When the Lord appeared, he appeared in the 400 form in the Chaturbhuja Rupa. And as they saw this child in the Chaturbhuja Rupa, firstly they bowed down and prayed to the Lord. They saw him as the Supreme Lord Vishnu. And the next moment they became very fearful. That if Kamsa says, he will immediately try to kill the child. So they requested the child to withdraw the 2 additional form of the hands and show them like a normal child, to come in the form of a normal child. So they displayed excessive fear of Kamsa. This is what is being said, that it is the business of the Asuras to try to kill the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or to prove by all means that there is no God, or that Krishna is an ordinary human being and not God. Lord Krishna is not affected by such determination of men of Kamsa's class. But in order to play the role of a child, he agreed to be carried by his father to the cow pastures of Nand Maharaj, because Vasudeva was afraid of Kamsa. This is the point. Nanda Maharaj was due to receive him as his child, and Yashoda Mai was also to enjoy the childhood pastimes of the Lord, and therefore to fulfill everyone's desire. He was carried from Mathura to Vrindavan just after his appearance in the prison house of Kamsa. He lived there for 11 years and completed all his fascinating pastimes of childhood, boyhood, and adolescence. What are these stages? Childhood, boyhood, and adolescence. कौन सी लीला है? What is it classified as? Childhood, boyhood, and adolescence. With his elder brother Lord Baldev, his first expansion. Vasudev thought of protecting Krishna from the wrath of Kamsa is part of a transcendental relationship. The Lord enjoys more when someone takes him as his subordinate son who needs the protection of the father than he does when someone accepts him as the Supreme Lord. He is the father of everyone and he protects everyone. But when his devotees take it for granted that the Lord is to be protected by the devotees' care, it is transcendental joy for the Lord. Thus, when Vasudev, out of fear of Kamsa, carried him to Vrindavan, the Lord enjoyed it. Otherwise, he had no fear from Kamsa or anyone else. Parito vatsaper vatamsa charanya Charayan, so it is Charayan Vyaharad Vibhu Yamuna Upavane Kujadvija Sankulita Angrihipe. In his childhood, the Almighty Lord was surrounded by the cowherd boys. Vatsapaha. Vatsa is the calf. And Vatsapa, those who are taking care of the calves, are the cowherd boys. Which Leela is Krishna's? This is his Kaumara Leela. What were the 3 Leelas? Is I asked, but nobody answered. Childhood, boyhood, and adolescence. Yes, sir. Ravindra Prabhu bole.
Prabhuji, 1 to 5 Komar Lila, then
Yeah.
6 to 11 Pogand.
Now 6 to 10. 6 to 10.
Yes.
6 to 10 is Pauganda.
Then Kaishor.
Kaishor. At 11 years, Krishna was, he was in his maturity of Kaishor. 15 years. Krishna growth is abnormal. अभी हमने पढ़ा था ना, क्या श्लोक था? What was the verse? Vishmapanam swasya cha sabhagarite. Is Vishmapanam. His activities are so wonderful that it brings bewilderment even to all other incarnations in the form of Narayan, Ram, Varaha, and Narsimha. What to speak of anyone else? So, he was there in Braja only till the age of 11. This is what Prabhupada is writing twice. He was carried from Mathura to Vrindavan just after his appearance in the prison house of Kamsa. He lived there for 11 years and completed all his fascinating pastimes of childhood, boyhood, and adolescence with his elder brothers. And all his pastimes are Vishmapanam, Swasya Saubhagaridde. Lord Baldev is first expansion. Vasudev thought of protecting Krishna from the wrath of Krishna is a part of transcendental relationship. Prabhupada is saying when his devotee takes it for granted that the Lord is to be protected by the devotee's care, it is transcendental joy for the Lord. Thus, when Vasudev, out of fear of Kamsa, carried him to Vrindavan, the Lord enjoyed it, otherwise, he had no fear from Kamsa or anyone else. Okay, we've done this. In his childhood, the Almighty Lord was surrounded by cowherd boys and calves, and thus he traveled on the shore of Yamuna river. Yamuna Upamane Kujat Dvija Sankulita Angripehe. Through gardens densely covered with trees and filled with vibrations of the chirping birds. This is the beauty of the Vraja is being mentioned here, that how Krishna enjoyed his pastimes with the Gop Sakhas, with the Vatsapa. Nand Maharaj was the landlord for King Kamsa, but because by caste he was Vaishya, member of the mercantile and agricultural community, he maintained thousands of cows. It is the duty of the Vaishyas to give protection to the cow, just as the Kshatriyas are to give protection to the human beings. What is the verse? The occupation of the Vaishyas. Lord Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita. What is the duty of the Vaishyas? बोलिए सबको पता होना चाहिए था. This should be known to everyone. कृषि गोरक्षक वाणिज्यम वैश्यकर्मा स्वभावजम. कृषि गोरक्षक वाणिज्यम. That is the karma, the occupational duty for those who are in the mercantile class. Swabhavajam. Naturally, this duty is there naturally in those who are in this mercantile class of men. He maintained thousands of cows. It is the duty of the Vaishyas to give protection to the cow, just as the Kshatriyas are to give protection to the human beings. Because the Lord was a child, he was put in charge of the calves of his cowherds' boys friends. So Krishna, at the age of 5, he was Vatsapal. And when he killed Aghasur, and after killing Aghasur, he entered the Pauganda Lila. So from Vatspal, he became Gopal. he started tending the cows. That day is called Gopashtami. In Kartik, the Gopashtami comes. Because the Lord was a child, he was put into the charge of the calves with his cowherd boyfriends. These cowherd boys were great rishis and yogis in their previous births. And after many such births, they gained the association of the Lord and could play with him on equal terms. What is that verse? Very beautiful verse from the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Sukadeva Goswami is mentioning about the great fortune that these cowherd boys were great rishis and yogis in the previous births, and after many such previous births, pious births, they gained the association of the Lord and could play with him on equal terms. Anyone knows this verse? For the 10th canto? This is another verse to remember. Bolo? No one knows this verse. Seeing the Saubhagya, seeing the fortune, even Sukadeva Goswami is spellbound. This is 10, 12, 11. 10, 12, 11. Manoram, show the verse. 10th canto, 12th chapter, 11th verse. Okay. So the 11th verse. इसको थोड़ा बड़ा कर दीजिए. हाँ. इतम सताम ब्रह्म सुखान भूया. This is इतम सताम ब्रह्म सुखान भूत्या दास्यम गतानाम परदेवतेना मायाश्रितां नरदर्केन साखं विजारूकृत पुण्य पुंजा. साखं विजारूकृत पुण्य पुंजा. That how much heaps and heaps of krita punya punja, pious activities they would have. So they have got the opportunity of being sakham. Sakham means sakhyam. Okay, show the translation. It's a big translation. Come down, come down, come down, come down. Wait, wait. In this way, all the cowherd boys used to play with Krishna, who is the source of the Brahman effulgence for jnanis, desiring to merge into the effulgence, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead for devotees, who have accepted eternal servitorship. This is Dasyam Gatanam Paradevatena. They have accepted eternal servitorship, and who for ordinary person is but another ordinary child. The cowherd boys, having accumulated the result of pious activities for many life, Krita Punya Punjaha, were able to associate in this way with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. How can one explain their great fortune? Sukdev Goswami is telling Parikshit Maharaj, how can one explain their good fortune? Come down in the purport talks about it. This purport is given by Prabhupada. Okay. Come down. Wait. Not much is not much is mentioned here. But the verse itself is Krit Punya Punjaha. That what heaps and heaps of pious activities. Okay, close the share. These cowherd boys were great rishis and yogis in their previous births, and after such many pious births, they gained the association of the Lord and could play with him on equal terms. Krita Punya Punjaha. Such cowherd boys never cared to know who Krishna was, but they played with him as the most intimate and lovable friend. They were so fond of the Lord that at night they would only think of the next morning, when they would be able to meet the Lord and go together to the forest for cow herding. The forest on the shore of the Yamuna are all beautiful gardens full of trees of mangoes, jackfruit, apples, guava, oranges, grapes, berries, palm fruits, and so many other plants and fragrant plants. And because the forest was on the bank of Yamuna, naturally there were ducks, cranes, and peacocks on the branches of the trees. All these trees and birds and beasts were pious living entities born in the transcendental abode of Vrindavan, just to give pleasure to the Lord and his eternal associate, the cowherd's boss. While playing like a small child with his associates, the Lord killed many demons, including Aghasur, Bakasur, Pralambasur, Gardhabasura. ये तो सब सुना है. गर्दभासुरा कौन है भाई? किसको पता है? गर्दभासुरा. While in Vrindavan he appeared just like a boy, he was actually like the covered flames of a fire. As a small particle of fire can kindle a great fire with fuel, so the Lord killed all these great demons beginning from his babyhood in the house of Nand Maharaj. The land of Vrindavan, the Lord's childhood playground, still remains today. And anyone who visits these places enjoy the same transcendental bliss. Remember, shortly we will be going. Prabhupada is saying the land of Vrindavan, the Lord's childhood playground, still remains today, and anyone who visits these places enjoy the same transcendental bliss. Although the Lord is not physically visible to our imperfect eyes, Lord Chaitanya recommended this land of the Lord as identical with the Lord and therefore worshipable by the devotees. What is the verse? Very famous verse. Lord Chaitanya recommended this land of the Lord as identical with the Lord and therefore worshipable by the devotees. बोलो. हर साल वृंदावन में ये जाते हैं, ये महिमा गाते हैं. क्या है? What is this verse? Only one. Why only one person remembers? पुरुषोत्तम, तुमको ये श्लोक नहीं पता तो तुम वृंदावन में क्या कर रहे हो? बोलो सपना, क्या वर्ष है ये? तुम लोग को रोज ये वर्ष गाना चाहिए.
So it's like Tad Dhamam Vrindavan.
No. पूरा सही से बताओ. What is the main message in this verse? Aradhyo Bhagavan Vrajesh Tanaya. That the Supreme Lord Krishna, who is Vrajesh Tanaya, is worshipable. Tad Dhanam Vrindavanam. And similarly, his Dham Vrindavan is also worshipable. It is not different from him. It is as worshipable as the Supreme Lord is worshipable. Aradhyo Bhagavan Vrajesh Tanaya Tad Dhamam Vrindavanam. Vrindavan is identical with the Lord, and it is as worshipable as the Lord himself. Lord Chaitanya recommended this land of the Lord as identical with the Lord, and therefore worshipable by the devotees as they worship the Lord. This instruction is taken up specially by the followers of Lord Chaitanya known as the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. And because this land is identical with the Lord, devotees like Uddhav or Vidura visited these places 5,000 years ago in order to have direct contact with the Lord. Visible or not visible, thousands of devotees of the Lord are still wandering in these sacred places of Vrindavan, and all of them are preparing themselves to go back home, back to Godhead. That is why whenever there is the word Vrindavan, as soon as the word Vrindavan we hear or someone speaks, there is very special captivity, very special fascination for Vrindavan. Why? Because it is non-different from Krishna. And the purpose Prabhupada is saying here that thousands of devotees of the Lord are still wandering in the sacred places of Vrindavan, and all of them are preparing themselves to go back home, back to Godhead. That is the purpose of coming to Vrindavan. Kaumaram darshayam cheshtam prekshaniyam vrajaukasam. Very beautiful word. Prekshaniyam vrajaukasam. Rudra nivaha sanmugdha Bala Simhavalokana. So Kaumaram. When the Lord displayed his activities just suitable for child, he was visible only to the residents of Vrindavan. He was Prekshaniyam. He was visible only to those who were Vrajaokasam. Vrajaokasam are those who are the residents of Vraja. He was visible only to the residents of Vrindavan. Sometimes he would cry and sometimes he would laugh. Rudran iva hasan mugdha. Just like a child. And while so doing, he would appear like a lion's club. Bala simha valokana. If anyone wants to enjoy the childhood pastimes of the Lord, then he has to follow in the footsteps of the residents of Vraja, like Nanda, Upananda, and other parental inhabitants. Oh. A child may insist on having something and cry like anything to get it. This is called Balahatta. What the child does, he does a hut. He may insist on having something and cry like anything to get it, disturbing the whole neighborhood. And then immediately after achieving the desired thing, he laughs. बच्चा यही करता है तो रो कहाँ रहा था वो तो झूठ खाली he was trying to create pressure और जैसे ही वो सामान मिल जाता है वो हंसना शुरू कर देता है. Such crying and laughing is enjoyable to the parents and elderly members of the family. So the Lord would simultaneously cry and laugh in this way and merge his devotee parents in the humor of transcendental pleasure. Iti dikswalila bhi anand kunde. The Lord would in this way he merged his devotee parents in the humor of transcendental pleasure. These incidents are enjoyable only by the residents of Vraja like Nanda Maharaj and not by the personalist worshippers of Brahman or Paramatma. Sometimes when attacked in the forest by demons, Krishna would appear struck with wonder, but he looked on them like the club of a lion and killed them. His childhood companions would also be struck with wonder. And when they came back home, they would narrate the story to their parents, and everyone would appreciate the qualities of their Krishna. This was happening. When the cowherd boys was with him, so they were witnessing Krishna killing, and when they came back, they would narrate the entire pastime to their parents. And everyone would appreciate the qualities of their Krishna. Child Krishna did not belong only to his parents, Nanda and Yashoda. He was the son of all elderly inhabitants of Vrindavan and the friends of all contemporary boys and girls. Everyone loved Krishna. He was the life and soul of everyone, including the animals, the cows, and the calves. Sa eva godhanam lakshmya niketam sita govrisham charya nogan gopan ranadvenur arirama. Very, very nectarine verse, all of them. While herding the very beautiful cow and bulls. Sa eva godhanam lakshmya niketam. Beautiful cows and bulls, who were the reservoir of all opulence and good fortune. Lakshmya. The Lord used to blow his flute. Niketam Sita Go Vrisham. And thus he enlivened his faithful followers, the cowherd boys. How? Ranad Venur Ari Ramat. By playing his flute, captivating them by his flute. As he grew to 6, the previous verse was talking about Gocharayan. That was 5. And now he is Pogandalila. What is he herding now? Is herding Sa Eva Godhanam. Godhanam is what? Beautiful cows and bulls. So when he crossed Komara and he entered Poganda, he became from Vatspal to Gopal. As he grew from 6 and 7 years old, the Lord was given charge of looking after the cows and bulls in the grazing grounds. He was the son of well-to-do landholder. He was the son of well-to-do landholder. That is Nanda Maharaj, who owned hundreds and thousands of cows. How many cows? What does Nanda mean? How many cows? Nanda, why is named Nanda Maharaj? How many cows he had? Purushottam?
9 lakh.
Yes, 9 lakh. 9 lakhs. 9 lakhs cows. And according to Vedic economics, one is considered to be a rich man by the strength of his store of grains and cows. जितना अन्न है और जितना गोधन है उतना व्यक्ति धनी है. With only these two things, cows and grains, humanity can solve its eating problem. Human society needs only sufficient grain and sufficient cows to solve its economic problems. All other things but these two are artificial necessities created by man to kill his valuable life at the human level and waste his time in things which are not needed. Very strong statement by Prabhupada. He says, all other things. What are all other things? Apart from cultivation of grains and cow protection. This is Krishi Gorakshan Vanijyam. Are artificial necessities created by man to kill his valuable life. So Prabhupada's strong word. At the human level and waste his time in things which are not needed. Lord Krishna, as the teacher of human society, personally showed by his acts that the mercantile community or the Vaishyas should herd cows and bulls and thus give protection to the valuable animal. According to Smriti regulation, the cow is the mother and the bull is the father of human being. The cow is the mother because just as one sucks the breast of one mother, human society takes cow's milk. Similarly, the bull is the father of human society because the father earns for the children, just as the bull tills the ground to produce food grains. Human society will kill its spirit of life by killing the father and the mother. That is Gohatya. It is mentioned herein that the beautiful cows and bulls were of various checkered colors red, black, green, yellow, ash, etc. And because of their colors and healthy, smiling features, the atmosphere was enlivening. Over and above all, the Lord used to play his celebrated flute. The sound vibrated by his flute would give his friends such transcendental pleasure that they would forget all other talks of Brahmananda, which is so much praised by the impersonalist. These cowherds boys, as will be explained by Shukdev Goswami, were living entities who had accumulated heaps of pious acts. अभी हमने पढ़ा क्या कृत पुण्य पुंजः. And they were all rishis in the previous life. And thus were enjoying with the Supreme Lord in person and were hearing his transcendental flute. The Brahma Samhita 530 confirms the Lord's blowing his transcendental flute. Venum Kwanantam Aravinda Lalayataaksham Barahavata Samamasitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandarpakoti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Brahmaji said, I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord who plays on his transcendental flute. His eyes are like lotus flowers. He is decorated with peacock plumes. His bodily color resembles a fresh black cloud, and his bodily features are more beautiful than millions of cupids. These are the special features of the Lord. Okay, I'll stop here. 4-5 verses are left. I will take it tomorrow, and Krishna willing, we will complete this chapter. What about presentations? Who gave presentation? 2.9? 2.9 किसने दिया था? याद नहीं है किसने दिया था? Who gave 2?
मैंने दिया था।
अच्छा, पुरुषोत्तम प्रभु ने 2.9 दिया और 2.10 हुआ है? मेरे ख्याल से नहीं हुआ. 2.10 is left, first and then second. At least we decide. Who will give 2.10? Who has not given? Pranav, you have not given presentation. Na? Did you give one second canto?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay, so you prepare 2.10. Okay.
Okay, Prabhuji.
We will have it on Monday. You have sufficient time. Today is what? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 4 days. And who has not given on second canto? Second canto presentation किसने नहीं दिया? माननीय माता जी, आपने दिया सेकंड कैंटो में कोई चैप्टर? नहीं दिया है
नहीं,
तो चुपचाप क्यों बैठी हो? ताकि नहीं देना पड़े. हाँ, फिर सुनने का क्या फायदा जब देना ही नहीं है तो 3.1 Tuesday.
Okay.
3.1 you will do Tuesday. And Wednesday we will have 3.2. जो रेगुलर नहीं देता है उसको देंगे. सोनिका, यू आर हियरिंग?
Yes, Prabhuji.
तुम बहुत दिनों के बाद आई हो आज, ऑलमोस्ट अ वीक. हेल्थ ठीक है? साउंड आना बंद हो गया. यू आर हियरिंग सोनिका?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Your health is normal or you are having some trouble?
And yes, Prabhuji, better, Prabhuji.
Oh. Is it possible for you to give on Wednesday 3.2? We will cover it tomorrow. You will have almost.
Prabhuji, on weekday it is
Achha.
difficult for me, Prabhuji.
Achha, you are traveling. Why you are coming back? Okay. Then you give on Sunday. No problem.
Okay,
Sunday,
Prabhuji.
Sunday we will be traveling. Huh?
No, Prabhuji. Okay, yes, sir.
Sunday we will be traveling. Okay, we will see. Thank you very much. Okay, any question or discussion? So very beautiful. Krishna Lila is Vraj Lila is being remembered with such taste and appreciation by Uddhav. Okay, I don't see any question coming. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Hari Hari.